What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video here at The Bad Philosopher. Okay, so the representative of Congress in Minnesota, Rep. Omar, is in trouble right now for recent anti-Semitic tweets that she's made. Now, she is the junior congresswoman representing the Congressional 5th District in Minnesota. She is the first Somali-American Muslim woman, I believe the first Muslim woman, or maybe the second, to make it into Congress. She recently tweeted out, "It's all about the Benjamins," a tweet, I guess, referencing that when it comes to money, with Jewish people, it's all about money. She was talking about the AIPAC, which is the American-Israeli Public Affairs Committee. And you know what? To be honest with you, she is right. I do not stand with her in any way, shape, or form. I would have never voted for her. No way. I don't vote for Democrats at all. But she is right. It is all about the money. Whether we're talking about a lobbyist group that's a Jewish lobbyist group, or a Christian, or a Democrat, or Republican, or black, white, purple, green, or orange, male, female, young or old, it just doesn't matter. It truly is all about the money. It is all about the Benjamins when it comes to politics, and that's why a lot of people call to get money taken out of politics. So she was 100% right. It really is all about the Benjamins, but the problem is that she directed that comment towards a Jewish group, which is something you just don't do because it's so easy for people to either take it. Now, I don't know how she meant it. I'm not going to say she meant it, that she purposely said that because they were Jews, or she just said that in general. She was talking about that group, and she just used that phrase just to say, it's all about the money, that, they're just another lobbyist group. They're just here to just suck more money, put more money into something so they can get more money out, and whatever the case may be. And then now it's taken out of context. I don't know. I'm not going to assume I know what she was thinking. I want to move on past that. As a Jewish American, I'm not offended at all by her comments. I don't get offended easy. It's just stupid. It's no need to be offended every time somebody opens their mouth and says the J word, and now all of a sudden, we're all upset. We're up in arms. Well, the Democrats are going crazy right now. They're running around with their hair on fire. They're calling her up. Her colleagues are demanding that she apologizes for what she said. She recently did come out and apologize. I would have respected her a lot more if she would have stood up and said, "I will not apologize. I did not mean it as an anti-Semitic remark. I meant it as, when it comes to a lobbyist group, no matter what that group is, it is all about the Benjamins, and that's why I said what I said. It had nothing to do with them being Jewish, so I will not apologize." I would have had a little more respect for her. Obviously, I have no respect for her at all, period. There is a history of quite a few of these Democrats with anti-Semitic remarks and tweets and comments that they've made in the past. She's one of them. She is all about that whole BDS thing, the boycott, divest of Israel. They want to boycott Israel because somehow the only country in the Middle East that has free speech, that has gay rights, that has human rights, women's rights, rights for children, where members of the transgender community still has to go to the military just like everyone else, so they are allowed in the military. The only Middle Eastern country with real freedom, for some reason, tends to be the target of Democrats. They are the biggest problem in the Middle East. The only country, you have a group, I usually only see them on Facebook, called Queers for Palestine, and if that group, Queers for Palestine, decided they wanted to go to the Middle East to protest on behalf of Palestine, they would have to go to Israel to protest, where it's safe. So this is just completely insane. It seems like Israel is in line with most of the democratic values, most of the liberal values that we have here in this country, where the rest of the Middle East is not in line with the liberalism in any way, shape, or form, but yet Israel seems to be the problem, not the rest of the countries of the Middle East. So right there alone just shows you the contradiction in the philosophy of the Democrats. So she came out, she said what she said. It's all about the Benjamin. And now they're mad. They should be mad at themselves for standing next to her in the first place. They should have done a full check on her and the other woman who's she's the first Palestinian woman in Congress. They also had Linda Sarsour, the cockroach Sarsour, at the White House. And Obama met her quite a few times, and they have her showing up to all different types of meetings, and she's a big star, big hero for the left, and we know she's made plenty of anti-Semitic remarks. We know that she has ties to Hamas and other stuff like that. Obama met his buddy and idol, Louis Farrakhan, and Farrakhan has connections with with some of the women who run the Women's March. So you have anti-Semitism all over the Democratic Party, but yet this one little tweet, now all of a sudden they're all upset. You know, they stand next to these people all the time. They work with these people. They swear by these people. They pray to these people at night before they go to bed. And now they're all upset over a simple tweet. Just another example of how the left eats their own. So they're actually mad at her for this tweet. I'm not mad at her for the tweet. I mean, she's just an idiot from start to finish anyway, so this tweet doesn't change the way I feel about her. I still think she's an idiot. I just think she's slightly more of an idiot for making the tweet. And I mean, what could you say? You know, the left needs to look in the mirror and blame themselves, because they're the ones who propped her up. They're the ones who stood next to her. They're the ones supporting her. They're the ones that share their platform with known anti-Semites, and then they have the nerve to be upset. Chelsea Clinton, for some reason, like, she's supposed to be somebody. She's the daughter of a president and the daughter of a secretary of state. And she's supposed to be some big time in politics. I don't know what, but she contacts, you know, Rep Omar and says, you know, hey, you know, we're gonna meet up. They tweeted it, and they, you know, we're gonna meet up and we're gonna hug it out. We're gonna have this Care Bear moment. You know, we're gonna like hug each other and we're gonna talk about what's going on. And I'm gonna bring you back to the light side and you know, and they were all, you know, it was all girl power. Oh, yo, girlfriend, ooh, all that nonsense. And then they meet up and they have a conversation. She comes out, she apologizes, and now she earned everyone's good grace again, like it never happened. But yet, you know, we would get all bent out of shape against, you know, if this was the member of the right, they would have been so bent out of shape. You wouldn't even, your head will spin. That's how upset they would have been. They would have crucified a Republican if he would have made a comment, if he or she would have made a comment like that. They would have completely crucified him. I'm waiting to see what happens in Virginia, if they're going to really get in the governor's ass and in the attorney general's ass for the blackface situation, which happened in 1984 and 1980. Also, Joy Behar from The View, her as well, came out with the whole blackface. But if you really look at it, I mean, you'll see plenty of people that did the whole blackface thing, and these are people that support Democratic policies and Democrats in general. So I want to see how upset they're going to be about all of this and how they're going to handle it. We do know that if it was, if it was a Republican, they would have gone batshit crazy. I mean, look what they did with Justice Kavanaugh. They went crazy over this whole Betsy Ford thing. That it's just complete bullshit. You know, everything that came out of that woman's mouth was either she doesn't remember or it was just a straight lie. Meanwhile, the lieutenant governor in Virginia, Justin Fairfax, is accused of raping 2 women, and one of them has a decent, not evidence, but she documented a few things from 2000 and from 2016 when she sent emails about being sexually assaulted by Justin Fairfax. So that kind of collaborates her story a little bit. It kind of makes her a little bit more credible. You would think that they would be up in arms more about that than they would be about 1984 wearing blackface. They're also very upset over this anti-Semitic tweet that Rep Omar has made. So I don't know. It's just all stupid. It doesn't bother me in the least bit. I'm not offended. Whatever, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things, like, oh well, she tweeted something, big fucking deal, who cares? I'm more upset at the Democrats because you put her there in the first place. You propped her up in the first place. You swore by her. You stand by her. That is your homegirl, and you're so proud of her. You're so proud that you were able to take someone who can check multiple boxes, and you can have the diversity that you always wanted. We need diversity. We don't care about quality. We don't care about talent. We don't care about bright people, bright ideas. It's all about diversity. Quick, run out and find the first Muslim you can find, especially a woman, especially a Muslim woman of color, especially a Muslim woman of color who's an immigrant, and get her here immediately and get her this position as a congresswoman. And then let's brag about how progressive we are when we are taking a woman who wears the hijab or whatever you want to call that. I don't know if she wears something, if it's different. I'm not sure what every single piece of garment that they wear is, if that's called the hijab that she wears, because it's kind of a little looser. It's just a veil covering her head. It's not really the whole tight, or the whole ninja stuff. You know what I mean? It's not all that. So, but whatever it is that she wears, and it's like, this is the progressives where, would she ever, take that off? Like, what would happen if she took that off? What if she decided she didn't want to wear it anymore? You know what I mean? I mean, is there a choice, or would she lose the respect from family and close friends and from her community? How would they treat her? Would they vote for her again? Would they have her back if she decided she didn't want to wear that anymore or not? I'm not sure. I mean, I guess if she came from a family that didn't wear it, then it wouldn't be a big deal. But since she already wears it, taking it off is, would probably be a big deal. But there goes your progressivism, right? A 1,400-year-old tradition that is just not a part of our culture. That's not something we do. But then again, the whole multiculturalism thing that the left has going on for themselves. And there you go. This whole globalization and all that nonsense that they have. They love inclusion and diversity, and they love all this stuff. And now they get what they wanted, and here she is making tweets, offensive tweets, and now there's an outrage, and now they're forcing her to apologize. Between her and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's New Green Deal, which is a complete disaster, just complete disaster. But hey, she's Latina, she's a woman, You had to pick her, you know what I mean? She's a socialist, whatever, she has a couple boxes she could check. Maybe, she'll say she identifies as a man or something like that, or something, whatever craziness, just so she could check another box, and she's a hero. I mean, Michael Moore said that she's the leader of a movement, and we should change the Constitution, bring it down to 30 years old to run for president so she could run. This is a woman who's a bartender, turned junior congresswoman, and hasn't even done her first year as a congresswoman. And Michael No More says that she should run for president. It's like, at what point? I mean, she's 29 years old. This is her first real gig, other than making drinks for people. She should run for president. This is who you want as your president. This over the top socialist is. But then again, I mean, so is he. He's every time he opens up his Whopper trap, it's just another socialist idea. It's another take from the rich to give to the to give to everyone else, to give to the poor. Beat everyone up and take what they have and spread the wealth. But he doesn't want to spread his wealth. He doesn't want to part with his huge, who knows how many $1 million his home is worth. He doesn't want to share the profits off of any of his garbage films that he makes. He wants a program for everyone, but for himself. He wants to do what he wants to do, but he wants everyone to operate off of a socialist system that he's not willing to be a part of. So like I always say, set the example, be the change you want to be. If you want socialism in this country, you should live as a socialist. You should lead by example. And Michael, please no more, should he should give up everything he has, and he should, every time he makes a film, he should split the profits, pay an extreme amount of taxes, and split the profits with everyone who's on the set. And he should just live a measly, with a measly check like everyone else, and he should live just like everyone else, and he should have to apply for Medicaid for all, and and government assistance and all that, just like everyone else. This is what he should do. He should lead by example. I think all of them should. And now recently, it's been said that Ocasio-Cortez supposedly, I got to read more into it. I should read more into it before I comment on it. That she sold the rights to her biography or something for like $10 million. I think to Netflix or something like that or whatever. And she shouldn't be allowed to. I mean, number one, you hold public office, so you're allowed to profit off of anything in public office. And number two, be the change that you want to see. She should share that $10 million with every single person in her life that helped her be who she is. Right? This is her biography, but she didn't do it alone. Right? No person is an island. We're all a commune, and we should all share everything. So she should share all that money with every single person she knows that helped her along the way. Every single person should get a piece of that pie, and that's it. I mean, they should live exactly the way they want to. They want us to live is how they should live. Now, as far as, I mean, I started the video talking about Rep. Omar. I didn't want to get into all the other people, but I did. You know, I don't blame her. I don't blame her. She is right in the sense that it is all about the Benjamins. I don't know if she meant it directly at Jewish people. She probably did. I'll have to say she did, for the fact that she didn't say that it wasn't because they were Jewish, it's because they're a lobbyist group, and that's what she was talking about, not them being Jewish, but being a lobbyist. So I'm gonna have to, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to assume that she did mean it as an anti-Semitic comment. But it doesn't faze me, not in the least bit. What fazes me is the Democrats are the ones who propped her up in the first place, and they should take all the blame for her, not her. You wanted her, you got her, and here it is. You wanted to invite your drunk uncle, and everyone said, no, don't invite him, and no, he has to, his family, he has to be here, and then you invite him, and then he makes a fool out of everyone. He ruins the party because he's a drunk. That's your fault. You shouldn't have invited him in the first place. So, all right, that's my take on it, and I'm going to get going. Got work early in the morning. Being that I'm not a socialist, I don't get to just have somebody share their wealth with me. I have to actually get up early in the morning and go to work and earn a living like everybody else. So, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video.